all illegal. Spin the wheel, then break the seal. Ace support, we won't conceal. Feel the truth, you know the deal. They can't silence what we say. We're the voice of the USA. Stand your ground, make them pay. Ace support leads the way. Clouds of lies hanging low. Ace supports truth, let it flow. Shouting loud, every show. Truth in the news they can't control. Fearless warriors in the fray. Flame of freedom, bright as day. Cut through noise, clear the gray. Ace support, we're here to stay. They can't silence what we say. We're the voice of the USA. Stand your ground, make them pay. Ace support leads the way. Clouds of lies hanging low. Ace reports truth, let it blow. Shouting loud, every show. Truth in the news they can't control. They can't silence what we say. We're the voice of the USA. Stand your ground, make them pay. Ace report leads the way. Leads the way, leads the way. Leads the way. Clouds of lies hanging low. Ace the way. Leads the way.
And here we go.
Now that we've begun to talk about this, we have people that are essentially whistleblowers that are coming forward. So we're getting people now that are coming out of the woodwork that are beginning to tell us things that I'm like, wow, this looks like something that I should have looked at when I was in Congress. It appears like it's been happening for a long time, but it's something that shouldn't happen in this country. I mean, you shouldn't be, if you're on this reg show list, if there's an irregularity, you can understand if something gets a little out of whack for 1 or 2 or 3 days, but then if the system works properly, everything should be cleaned out quickly. But I think the problem is bigger. And maybe they got so greedy at targeting us that maybe, just maybe, we don't know, but maybe we're going to expose something that's going to be bigger than what most of us imagined. And I think there's probably been a lot of companies over the last decade or so or more that have been hurt by these same tactics. And so, look, I'm hopeful that we're going to continue to work with our allies in Congress. We'll build the case. We'll inform the appropriate authorities. As you know, we've already talked to the NASDAQ. Seems to me like the RICO statute applies here. And that leads me to, the other, we're obviously going down the congressional route right now. But don't forget, there are a lot of state attorney generals that should have an interest in this. If, how much damage has been done to capital formation of other smaller companies that have been hit by this naked short selling or counterfeit shares. My guess is it's going to be a large number. And look, we just might be the poster child. And if this happened to us, we're going to break it out into the open. We're going to make sure that people know about it, and we're going to continue to expose it. So working with Congress, working with other governmental authorities, and also going to work with the state attorney generals.
Woo! Devin Nunes. I like it. What am I hearing? I like it a lot. Beautiful stuff from Devin Nunes and DJT just crushing it. Oh my goodness. It's amazing. Holy cow. What a day. Trump dropped a bomb today. He didn't do it through his tweeting. He did it through his company. DJT dropped a massive bomb on Wall Street today. They alerted everybody. They're going after naked short selling and manipulation. They are now the tip of the spear. Devin Nunes, the CEO, who's got the guts to be out there in front of him. I don't see Ryan Cohen out there. I definitely don't see Adam Aaron out there. Out of every stock that's been a big one, that's got a major retail following. And yes, I know there's Finger, I know there's GTII. I get it. Much smaller. I'm talking about the big boys, the ones that get media attention. This is the only one who has stepped out, called it out, and we're going to talk about that tonight. So welcome to the Ace Report. Hope everybody's having a good night. This is our main story tonight. We're covering what's going on with DJT, what it means for the markets going forward, what it means for retail investors. Are we finally going to get our win because of this? I don't know, but I think we might be on track. To me, this says Trump is on the scent, and he's a winner. He's a winner. Most powerful man in the world, most popular man in the world. We want him on our side, and this is as good as it gets in that area. So stay tuned. We're going to cover that deep, and then we'll get into some other news in the markets, the economy, and of course the daily headlines towards the end of the show. So stay tuned and don't jump off. You'll like it, I promise. By the way, please like and subscribe as we get going. If you want to be in the chat on YouTube, you got to subscribe. It's the little buffer you got to get through to chat. So sorry if you're just watching out there and you're trying to chat, you got to subscribe. I'm sorry. Helps me keep the trolls away. And anyways, to Twitter, X, shout out. I can't see your comments. And to Rumble, I can see your guys' comments, although there's not that many of you tonight, and that's okay. All right, let's say hey to some people, and then we're going to get started. Dave R, numero uno tonight. What's up, buddy? US1, Tahoe, Chad Youngkin, Cassink, Zach Butterfeld, Armand, Steve Bernard, Toe Cramp, Alan Agajanian. Welcome. Fro Girl, Kiss Off, Pedro, CJ Yukon, what's up? Husker Power, the one, Scott Volkovich, Troy Man, Joe Scarpaggia, Pedro Rod, almost at the 2 years membership. Love it. Vince Feliz in the house, T Bowtie, Alex, Auto Mags, Yoker. Haven't seen you in a while, Yoker. Good to see you. Hayes Hazelgrove, killing it at 4:15 a.m. Hayes, you are somebody to aspire to be. Kathy in the house. Renee, what's up? Linda Telly, Hero, Deboda Bagoda, Gardush, Nick Raum, Jason Yancey, Brett Montgomery, Country Computers, Wago Waco, Bruno's. Good to see you guys. Good to see you. Okay, I'm not going to hit everybody tonight because there's a lot of you, and I love it. That's what I want to see. A lot of you in the chat, and this is going to be a good one. Brett says, Devin Nunes, you can be in the Ace Hole Club. No problem. Welcome, Devin Nunes. We would love to have you in here. What's up, Kim Wiley? How's it going tonight? CompuTrat says, could you get my background in 4K? I don't know. I stream in 1080 because 4K is really hard to upload, but it doesn't always come across that way. So it depends on how good, and it's not my connection. My connection is good. I don't know why. Some doesn't process well through the Rumble Studio. But thank you for liking my background. I appreciate it. All right. What's up? Todd Earhart says, what's up, Ace? Member for 13 months. He has made it in. If you guys want to support the channel, membership, $3 a month. You just got to give up that 7-Eleven coffee. But then you get 3 to 4 members lives a month, plus access to the Discord group where it's always awesome in there. So, Country, no, you and Shogun are out. Todd Earhart with the 5 memberships. Appreciate that, Todd. And I know these peeps appreciate it, especially Linda Telly, Fro Girl, and Lock Up, long-time watchers. Love it. God bless you guys. You are now in. Hey, I just posted the latest Discord link in the members chat, so go get it. Go find that post on the members community button on YouTube and go join the Discord, guys. All right, we gotta get started, folks, because it's late. We're late for an important date. Let's do this. All righty, so. Massive today. DJT calling for an investigation in naked shorts right as Paul Atkins is to be sworn in as SEC chair. Now, I've heard some people say he got sworn in today. I did not see the news on that. He was confirmed last week. He just has not been sworn in yet. So That could also happen tomorrow. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. If it's not today or tomorrow, I believe it'll be next Monday. So we're getting him in. We're getting him in. I believe today was timed because he's getting in. Lochtefeld on Rumble. What's up, man? The only one chatting on Rumble. He says, Red MAGA, Real MAGA does the Ace Report on Rumble because YouTube is censored. Thank you. I someday hope the Rumble side builds out. But, Google just got busted for monopoly and ad revenue. So they're really cracking out on Google. That might break up the censorship on Google here soon. So maybe YouTube will be awesome. Anyways, Paul Atkins coming in. I think they released this on purpose because Paul Atkins will actually look into this. I believe there's zero chance Trump didn't sign off on this. This is his company. He's still the majority owner. He is not divested. Some people think he's divested. No, he is not. His shares are in a trust. He is not divested. So he is still the owner of DJT, which means he definitely signed off on this. And this means war against the hedge funds just got the most powerful man in the world on board. Check it out. Let's go through this statement a little bit because it is a strong one. And I'm very, very happy about that. Make it a little bigger so you guys can see some stuff here. Oh, not too big. Never mind. It fills up too much. All right. Here we go. Subject to the SEC. Potential illegal naked short selling and market manipulation of DJT stock. This letter serves to inform you, or first of all, this is CC'd. So sent to the SEC, CC's FINRA, NASDAQ, and the New York Stock Exchange on it. This letter serves to inform you of suspicious activity related to a disclosure filed in Germany by the UK-based hedge fund Cube Research and Technologies. The following data raises critical questions about the timing and methods used in their trading activities. On April 10th, Cube disclosed a nearly 6 million share short position in TMTG, Trump Media, or DJT. Thus, a UK-based entity with a data center in Iceland only disclosed these short sales in Germany. According to NASDAQ, total short interest in DJT as of March 31st was 10.7 million shares. Third-party sources inform TMTG that this total short interest as of April 16th is virtually unchanged. So how, if the official shares shorted are 11 million, and yet on April 10th, they disclosed 6 million, how is that possible? That's what they're trying to say here. Neither NASDAQ, NYSE, Texas, nor any other source have been able to confirm when the trades disclosed by Cube were conducted or if they were conducted at all. The above factors, when combined with the history of suspicious trading surrounding DJT stock, including DJT appearing on NASDAQ's regulation threshold show list continuously for more than 2 months in 2024, could be indications of illegal naked short selling. We urge you to immediately investigate this suspicious trading and report your findings back in any relevant civil and criminal authorities. Pam Bondi, Attorney General, has 100,000 shares of DJT. Kash Patel, FBI Director, was on the board of DJT. You better believe this. They're all involved in this. American equities exchanges should be operated with full transparency and maximum efficiency, not as an opaque free-for-all reminiscent of a third world casino. And he lists the data right here. Pretty freaking cool. Again, I'm telling you, with the this just shook the stock world. It was all over the place, including got its own story here in Newsweek, which is a big deal. Newsweek sharing the DJT news. And I mean, it's everywhere. Unusual Whales shared it. And all of a sudden, it got just jumped up. At one point, up almost 20%. I think it was at 17% at one point. I think it closed around 12%, which is still a huge day considering the market was mostly tanking for most of the day. I know S&P barely finished up, but Dow was down 700 at one point. So everything's getting crushed. DJT rises. Finger rose too, but Finger started after all this began. And I think people are seeing They're seeing the blood in the water. The sharks are smelling the blood in the water. Retail investors are ready to win this fight. We've been in it for so stinking long. And guys, I'm telling you, not Ryan Cohen, not Adam Aaron, not even Elon. Elon at least has spoken out against it. But none of them could do what Trump is about to do. Trump, in my opinion, this is Trump himself through his company announcing, we are here and we're coming for you with the full force of the U.S. government. The three most powerful people in America for justice, the President of the United States, Chief Executive, the Attorney General, and the Director of the FBI, are all deeply ingrained into DJT as a company. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. And they just announced this. Their guy, Paul Atkins, about to be head of the SEC, can fully investigate this. You better believe it. Trump just appointed him. You think he's going to ignore? You think he's going to brush off the investigation into Trump's stock when he's the guy who gave him the job? I don't think so. And what is this about to happen? I mean, what else comes from this? Is it possible that this is the beginning of them actually taking other actions? Is it possible that maybe in a few weeks, few days, Trump maybe signs into an EO, a short selling ban, temporary? Holy cow. I mean, that's me dreaming. I'm not saying that'll happen because I have no inside intel on that. And it's a bold move, but many countries have done it in the last year. South Korea extremely successfully. Bangladesh did it. I mean, it's all over the place. And South Africa did it. And Trump's been paying a lot of attention to South Africa lately. Do you think these countries would do this successfully and Trump doesn't know about it? Trump's bold. He doesn't care about the markets. He wants the economy to do well. He just unleashed tariffs, freaked everybody out. You think he wouldn't be afraid to do short selling? By the way, it's really good, a short selling ban, if you think the market's going to crash, because who's going to make it crash faster? It's shorts. It makes sense, doesn't it? Makes a lot of sense, actually. If that happens, friends, it's short squeeze season like you've never seen. And it'll be one after the other. This isn't just about DJT. This is about finger motion. This is about Tesla. This is about GameStop. Maybe AMC, although I think you guys are screwed. I'm sorry. I was in AMC for 2 years. I know what it's like. Adam Aaron, though, pretty much ruined that stock. I don't know if there's anything left. But if there is, we'll find out. We'll find out. But if this continues, it could be MMTLP. I mean, getting figured out. This tells me, though, that the markets, the manipulation of the markets are on the radar and they're going to be dealt with. Don't think DJT is screwy. Look what I found when I went to check it in after hours. CNBC, real-time reporting on stocks. I checked CNBC in after hours, regular hours. How much volume? About 16 million. Or maybe it was 11 million. Sorry. I got a little carried away there. And after hours, a little glitch says 199 million shares traded. I stared at this, took a screenshot, stared at it for about 2 minutes, and it finally blinked and went away. Went about down to 60,000. But for a moment, it was there. I don't think they can hide this stuff all the time. Why do the glitches always happen in the crazy stocks? There's a reason for that. Because every once in a while, a computer tells you the truth. Computer running a bunch of algorithms to try and hide stuff. Every once in a while, it's going to tell you the truth. And my friends, I think we got a glimpse of the truth today. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. Shared it in Discord, shared it all over the place. But this is wild. And my friends, if this is what's going on in dark pools, and they're shorting like this to try to cover it, the belief is, I should say, that there are over 2 billion naked short shares in DJT, which means we could see a massive GameStop level squeeze and possibly something much bigger if they're forced to cover it all the way. Remember, GameStop was stopped by the removal of the buy button because people were still running into that stock, running into it. And when they removed that buy button, this is where dumb money came in. And I'm not saying that people were dumb. I'm saying they were uneducated about stock market. Retail is much smarter now 4 years later. But back then, this was the first time retail as a whole had ever caught a short squeeze. Ever. Didn't know what they were doing. Buy button went away. Guess what? Not only did the buying stop, everybody started selling because they were freaked out and just thought it was over. This is different, guys. This is different. Much, much different. And it's very exciting. And it's so exciting, in fact, that our good friend Bam, his algorithm, which I maintain is probably the best trading algorithm I've seen. Guy's got 40 years of experience in the stock market. He's amazing. After today, after the announcement, 12:40, he posted this. There are a lot of meme-ish tickers I track that have generated zone of strength during May, predicted zones of strength during May. May is a big deal for memes. DJT, GameStop, Finger Motion, GBUX, you name it. We got the meme stocks going. And we have a potential news catalyst on the board, which he's talking about DJT. Always a good sign. I think good things are coming. GameStop was up today too. So in a bad day of market, GameStop's up, DJT is way up, Fingers way up. Coincidence? I think not. I think this was a shot across the bow. Hedge funds, Ken Griffin, are you scared yet? Because it's coming. It's coming. By the way, guys, Bam here, my good friend Bam, he's going to be on the show next Tuesday. I'm super excited to host him. He's going to be my interview in the show Tuesday. So Tuesday, 9 o'clock Eastern, Bam will be joining me. And we're going to talk about all this stuff, including the economy, what he sees coming, history, and other great stuff. So I'm very excited to host Bam really soon. Lochtefeld on Rumble says executive order to pause short selling would stop any market downward spiral. It would. It would actually help a lot. Although it couldn't stop selling. So that would still be happening. That's how I feel about this news right now. Let me get caught up a little bit here on the chat, and then we're going to keep moving. But let me look through here real quick. I have some on that, Todd, about Kenny selling his houses. Please like and subscribe. Thank you, Brett, for reminding me. Appreciate that. Let's see here. Stuff on tonight. Kim Wiley says, blessings overflowing tonight. Daughter is getting baptized, first communion, and confirmation on Saturday. That's amazing, Kim. God bless you and your family. That's incredible. Easter weekend. That's very special. That's very special. YouTube didn't notify you. I'm sorry, Dar Daddy. That sucks. Toe Cramp said, Ham said, if you live in New York, walk in the street and not on the sidewalk so us jumping short doesn't drop on you. I love it. Drop TF says, hopefully it doesn't stop with just DJT. It will not, my friend. It will not. This is about justice in the markets. This is about stopping the naked shorting and manipulation in the markets. Trump, I'm telling you, we've been waiting for it. Ham was getting frustrated. It was taking too long, but I kept telling you guys, we're waiting for the SEC chair. That's what it makes total sense. And now that he's here, by the way, I should have a bell for every time I'm right, because I'm right a lot lately. We need a little thing, just a ding. When it comes to politics, I got this down. The SEC chair timing makes perfect sense. He's confirmed now. He just needs to be sworn in. They didn't do it the day he was confirmed. Why? Because he's not sworn in yet. Waiting for the day he's sworn in or close to it. Today or tomorrow. I'm telling you it's coming. He's getting sworn in, and then they drop this. I mean, there's no coincidences, folks. There's no coincidences. It is the time this way on purpose. And Devin mentioned Rico. That's right, Toe Cramp. Absolutely. Jordan says, how long do we have from when Atkins is looking into this until we get a short selling ban? Weeks or months? That's a great question, Jordan. I imagine if they're planning on a short selling ban, they already have it planned, which means he just needs the excuse to enact it. So my guess would be it'd be faster. It would be maybe a couple weeks. You come in, look over this. He's going to first come in. He's going to have to clean house a little bit. So it won't happen immediately, but it's coming. I don't know about short selling ban, but if it does come, I don't think it's far off. Moody says maybe Trump setting up the short sellers to take the blame for the market crash. Woo, Moody. That is an excellent point. I had not considered that. That's brilliant. Brilliant. I love it. That's really good. That's really good. Brett says, AMC, I'm getting my Matt Kors fanny pack ready with crayons. Husker says, this could unseller box DBMM. That is wishful thinking, but you never know. You never know. Johnny Strayhorn says, watching this show, he's learned so much. Fist bump to Ace and the chat. Johnny, this is the smartest community on YouTube. It is not even close. Between this chat and what you guys help me learn and the research I do for you guys, I'm telling you, smartest community. And it's not me. I'm not lifting up the tide. I'm just part of it. You guys are amazing. We get so much communicated here. And Johnny, if I'm able to help you with the stuff I know, I'm so grateful. So thank you for saying that. Anytime somebody tells me they learn because of watching my show, it means the world to me. So thank you so much. Country says, computers never lie. They just do what they're programmed to do. You mean like that? That's interesting, huh? Reverse repo is under 34 billion, says Todd. It is running out quick. That means the banks are getting in big trouble. Brett, get that order in for Franzia. You better have a lot. What's up, Charlie in London? Wow. I'm glad you're watching it. Oh, I got stuff on that, Mike. Don't worry. I got more news after this, but we got to get through this first. Moody says, so now we ding instead of drink every time you're right. Yeah, because I'm not drinking right now. So yeah, I got to lose some weight. These cheeks are a little too chubby. So losing a little weight, but yep, ding. Well, ding. I got to get a bell. Rum Dog says you load up more on finger today. You can feel something big is going to happen. Amen to that. I think you could get into any meme stock that's like still got a chance that hasn't been destroyed. So that means no AMC, not financial advice, but don't buy AMC. But GameStop has something there still. I don't know how much, but it's got something. Finger, obviously huge, and it's very affordable at $140, $150. DJT is going to be a monster. So yeah, there's a lot. Ding, ding. Right again. Thank you, Mark. Vince, seriously, what if? Oh my God, he's getting excited. Contain yourself, Vince. Contain yourself. Steak and Gravy says it was May 6th last year. GameStop was running your birthday. I remember that. Yep, that was fun. Danny, if there's a short ban, does it mean they're forced to cover? Oh yeah, it does. Because think about this. If you are short, well, okay, let me put it this way. If you're underwater and short, naked, okay, which means you have dug yourself a hole and you can't keep selling. That's the only way they keep the stock down, folks. So if, say, DJT, there's no short selling in DJT today. I bet DJT is $35 right now. If there was no short selling in DJT, it's the only way they keep the price from spiking. So if they're banned from short selling, it just goes up. And then because it's just going up, they're going to get margin called. And they're going to say, give us our effing money. You can't sell anymore. You're totally underwater. We're not going down with your ship. You buy in now. And that's what's going to happen. And that's how the short selling ban forces them to cover. FOIA documents on MMTLP. Nice. Technology Spastic. What's up? KDC. Good to see you. MM says, what if that DJT volume is someone covering? We won't see price action until Monday. I'm telling you right now, if somebody bought 199 million shares of DJT today, Monday, this will open at $40. That's just the truth. That's the truth. Yeah. Markets are closed tomorrow. Brokers could go under. I don't care. Let's get that money from the DTCC. We'll get it. We'll figure it out. Yeah, the shorts are skiing to it. You know it. It is game. If there's a short selling ban, it is game over. It's over. What about GTII? GTII, it's tough. I don't know, because if it's not trading, it's impossible to know. I don't know how that would work out. You're so bummed the markets are closing. I know, we finally get something excited, right? And then it happens. Okay, let's keep going through this. I got some more market news that has to do with the stock market. So let's keep moving through it. But obviously DJT, the news was huge today. So pre-market Monday going to be insane for DJT. I believe so, Brett. Country says, yeah, when you threw out that graphic in Discord, I had to reopen your charts and investigate the 200 million shares. It's crazy. It is. It's so nuts. So nuts. Will GTI explode when it becomes tradable? If there's a short selling ban or some other good fundamentals put together by the new CEO. So it's possible. Absolutely. Yeah. Steak and Gravy says 0 DTE options still push the market daily, so we would still see volatility. I believe it. Yeah. I believe it. Okay, let's keep moving. It says onto the stock market news along with this, because this all has to do with it. Okay, guys? This all has to do with our stocks. Because if the stock market is going down, I mean, it's important, because that means hedge funds are going to have to get out to save their money, which means short squeezes can still happen because of this, be triggered. Global investors have rarely been this bearish. A record 50% of institutional investors intend to reduce U.S. equity exposure, according to Bank of America's survey released Monday. Allocation to U.S. stocks fell 13 percentage points over the last month to 36% underweight, lowest since March 2023 banking crisis. This has continued since the end of the tariffs, like volatility. It's continuing. This is going really bad right now. It's kind of a miracle. I think the stock market's even as high as it is. Since February, investors' allocation to U.S. equities has dropped by 53 percentage points, the largest 2-month decline on record. 82% of respondents expect the world economy to weaken. It's happening, guys. It's happening. The thing you and I have been talking about for the last 2 years, it's here. It's starting to happen. It's starting to unwind. The question is, how fast does it go? Global investor sentiment fell to 1.8 points, fourth lowest reading since 2008. We've likely never seen such a rapid shift in sentiment, and there it is. Holy smokes. I mean, this is nuts, guys. U.S. equity intentions went to overweight, underweight. 05, 09. I mean, you're just seeing these dips. It's crazy. Even in COVID, it didn't get this low. This is nuts, my friends. This is nuts. And it's so nuts, in fact, why is Kenny Griffin selling his condos? He took an $8.7 million total loss. Somebody need liquidity? He says GameStop. I say DJT. Ken Griffin sells another $16 million in Gold Coast condos. I say that's bullish, my friends. I say that's very bullish. Bear asked, do I still believe in GBUX? I 100% still believe in GBUX. I don't think GBUX is even close to being done. I really don't. I think this is just a short attack, and it'll bounce in the next, well, who knows, but fairly soon based on all these other ones. Doug TV says this will be an entire well-coordinated event. I don't think so, Doug. And I understand why you say that, because COVID was coordinated and there's been other coordinated crashes. I don't think this one's coordinated. I think they're losing control. I think they're losing control this time. What's up, Roger? Good to see you. Toe cramp, enjoy the show. Yeah, you've heard that somewhere, huh? I love it. Country says when GTI trades again, set a limit order buy for 1 million shares at $1 per share and hold on tight. I love it. Yeah, so sad for him, huh? Brett says, but Ken Griffin still hasn't sold the copy of the Constitution he bought. How much would that be? That would be a lot. It's Timmy. It's happening. I'm going to call my mother. I love it, Moody. Tokram says, I'd say that's bullish. Yeah, Ken, so it is, man. It is. It's very bullish. Bullish to me. You gotta be honest here. You gotta tell the truth. Let's keep going. Foreign investors are dumping U.S. stocks at a rapid pace. Investors from overseas withdrew $6.5 billion from U.S. equity funds over the last week, second largest amount on record. Net outflows were only below the $7.5 billion seen during March 2023 banking crisis, when we almost lost our markets. The banking crisis almost single-handedly destroyed our markets, but they were bailed out by the Fed's BTFP program, which is long gone. According to Apollo, foreigners own a massive 8.5 trillion of U.S. stocks, or 20% of the total equity market. Moreover, foreign holdings of U.S. treasuries are at 7.2 trillion, or 30% of total. Investors from abroad hold 30% of total corporate credit. That's a lot. That's a lot of leverage foreigners have over us. Me no likey. Here's them selling, guys. 2023, the only time in history they sold more. That's wild. That's wild. Look how much they bought right here when Trump was elected. That's crazy. Crazy stuff. And then our old DTC, well, they're getting ready for something. The DTC just amended their recovery and wind down plan. Recovery and wind down plan. That's the Armageddon plan. That's the apocalypse plan. For the second time this year, less than a month from the previous filing. Ruh-roh. Orderly wind down. The rule filing would amend the DTC recovery and wind down plan to satisfy the requirements of a new Exchange Act rule, which codifies the definitions of recovery and orderly wind down and requires plans for the recovery and orderly wind down of a covered clearing agency such as the DTC. Why? Why revise this twice in a month? Why revisit it all? What's coming? What do they know is coming? They can see it just like we can. It's getting nuts, guys. It's getting nuts. Big B says, been waiting for these stocks to do something for over 2 years. Nothing but disappointment. Hopefully patience pays off. I hear you, brother. And listen to me. I just watched again the other night because it's entertaining. And it also is very inspiring to me. The Big Short. Those guys waited for 3.5 years. A couple of them. I think one of the 3 stories was only 2.5 years. But still, multiple years. Michael Burry waited, I think, the longest. I think he was the first one in. I think he was 3.5 years. He waited, and he wasn't just losing money. He was losing his entire fund's money. They were way down. That's a crazy story, and it's all true. And guess what? They got their big payday at the end. Data never lies. It doesn't mean anything's guaranteed because you never know what you don't know. But data never lies. And we are right about this. We just don't know how it's going to play out. Moody says, try not to get too excited. Number of times it's happening the last couple of years and it doesn't. I agree. And nobody ever can plan the timing. I am not guaranteeing anything, folks. I'm not guaranteeing anything. But what I'm telling you is that conditions are all pointing to something happening soon. That's what's happening. Conditions have not been this bad since March of 2023. And what happened in March of 2023? It was unwinding. Banks were failing left and right, the 2 biggest bank failures in American history. And then it stopped. They figured it out. They pumped that market. They created leverage and liquidity for them to pour into, and they averted disaster. But all they did was kick the can down the road. Eventually it has to happen. Doug TV says, you really don't think so? I don't know. I got this feeling, from Ryan Cohen hitting a few years from now, then Roy and Kitty coming out of hibernation before Trump won was all right. I'll tell you that Ryan Cohen and Roaring Kitty, guys, and it's a hard truth. They did what they did. It was kind of genius, actually, diabolically. They did what they did to pump GameStop one more time for retail to get their short squeeze. And then both times it pumped and started running hard. He sold. He diluted both times because Ryan Cohen doesn't care if GameStop goes to 500 or 1,000. Ryan Cohen cares that GameStop will be the next Berkshire Hathaway, where someday, I mean, it'll never be that big, but Ryan Cohen wants GameStop to be trading at 250 to 300 and stay there for a decade and keep climbing up. That's what Ryan Cohen wants. He doesn't want a short squeeze and it's over. He doesn't. He is piling cash. And so what he did, and I think it's pretty obvious, he let it run and he used Roaring Kitty, because Roaring Kitty, where he's been since then, he used him. They were in on it. It's obvious. They did it. They let retail have one last short squeeze. It went from $13 to 84 at the top, 88, somewhere like that. That's a short squeeze. That was a nice short squeeze. He let them have it. And then it went down and shot right back up, and he sold again. And then it ran again this year. Started going over 30. He sold again. Ryan bailed out the shorts, and it's because the SEC was breathing down his neck for Bed Bath & Beyond. He bailed out the shorts. He got off the hook with the SEC, and now he's building an empire. But GameStop's going to be worth something. Don't get me wrong. It's a valuable stock. But will it ever have that short squeeze? I don't think so. And it's because I don't believe Ryan Cohen wants it. I really don't think he does. He wants cash so he can buy companies and assets. And that's okay. He's still going to bring GameStop holders money, but it's not going to be the way they thought they were going to get it. Adam Aaron, on the other hand, total crook, just destroyed his stock so that the shorts could buy. I think he was paid off by the shorts. Big difference. So I don't think Cohen's a bad dude. I just don't think he's being completely honest because he's got big plans. Actually, he kind of has been honest, except he hasn't told GameStop owners that it's over. The squeeze is over anyways. But Adam Aaron is a scumbag. Moody says, if Trump bans shorting, he has to make it look like he didn't do it to pump his stock. Well, of course. And this is the most brilliant way to do it. Have your company call for an investigation, and then the SEC chair recommend it. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. And it's brilliant. Country says, in the Big Short, the banks did not devalue the bonds being short until the banks went from long to net short. Yep. That's an amazing movie, but it's crazy too. Stoney says, when you say he sold, who sold? Ryan Cohen? Ryan Cohen sold, he diluted, and he sold hundreds of millions of shares to short sellers. The buyers were never disclosed in those sales. Hundreds of millions of shares he diluted of GameStop. So A, he let them cover through the dilution, and B, diluted the stock so it cheapened the value of it, which makes it much harder to squeeze. So that's what he did. Anyways, no, Ryan bought his shares with his own money. His company, I meant his company. I don't mean him personally. I'm not telling you guys that Ryan sold personally. I'm saying he sold the GameStop stock. Okay. He diluted the stock and sold 140 million of it to short sellers. That's why they never disclosed who they sold to. I'm just telling you the truth. Just telling you the truth. I'm sorry. It's like, okay, he didn't sell personally. In fact, he believes in his company. He did buy $500,000 worth. He believes in his company, but it's not for the short squeeze. He has cut off 3 major runs in GameStop in the last 12 months. You don't do that if you're playing for a short squeeze, friends. You just don't. 3 dilutions, 12 months, all when the stock was running. It's just do the math, you know. And I'm not anti GameStop. I just know it's a long play now. It's a long play. Yeah, the Big Short's awesome. In fact, members, you tell me, would you guys like to do a live watch where we watch the Big Short together on a members live? I can pull it off. I just have to stream it somewhere else, but I can send the members a link. So if you guys want to do a live watch of The Big Short where we can all comment and talk during the watching it, let me know. And I've been thinking about doing that. So you guys let me know if you like that. In fact, I'll put a quiz up. And then we got more to talk about. All right. You guys can vote. All right, let's talk more. Phoenix, Arizona, active housing listings is going parabolic. 26,000 homes for sale, my friends. That is nuts. That's nucking futs, as my friend Dickie Roberts would say. That's crazy. And it's getting to the point where homes are selling at the slowest point in a long time. And housing inventory of new homes is at the highest since 2006. That is all the signs pointing towards a housing crash, my friends. A housing crash is lining up. So it's going to get crazy. Sliver Minecart asks, what can DJT hit? I'm holding 985 shares. You have almost 1,000 shares of DJT, bro. I am so jealous. I don't like to do price estimates. I can tell you like what I'd be surprised at if it doesn't hit. I would be shocked if DJT doesn't at least get into like the 200 to 300 range minimum with what we know about it. But they have so many tools now to keep things from going super parabolic all at once, that a major stock like DJT is going to be tough for to get those super high numbers. But having said that, I mean, it could go much higher. It could go much higher. There's a chance, an outside chance that I could see it just rocket up and maybe break quadruple digits. So we'll see. Brett, you want to watch Office Space? Hey, we can start doing live watches. Maybe once a month we'll live watch a movie. That'd be awesome. I would love it. We'll do that in the members live. So if you want to be in on it, you get members, you got to join. $3 a month. It's not that much. Even in a bad economy, it's not that much. Maybe in the good economy, when everybody squeezes and we get our short squeezes, you better believe I'm up in that member price. It's going to be like $5. I'm going to be real tough. 86 likes. We can do better. Hey guys, please like and subscribe if you're enjoying the show. It's not over. I still got much more news to cover, and things are good. Things are going good right now, especially if you're a retail investor. I think in a meme stock, things are looking up thanks to old Trump and DJT. But please like, subscribe if you're enjoying the show. If you're on Rumble, hit that follow. I'd appreciate it. And if you're on X watching, go ahead and follow. Why not? If you like the show, I definitely appreciate it. So, Country says, I wonder about BlackRock when the markets crash. How big will BlackRock crumble? I don't like them either. I hope they just get destroyed. Yeah, I really, really do. These are the most interesting times, aren't they, Todd? Toe says, housing crash, hopefully just in time for when we get paid. Yeah, let's scoop up some of that real estate. That's what I'm hoping for sure. Brett says, how do I feel about watching Step Brothers? A truly inspirational movie about capitalism. Listen, I love Step Brothers. I'm not going to live stream it. I have 100 movies I would live stream before Step Brothers. And it's not that Step Brothers is bad. It's just I love movies, and there's a lot more I'd rather watch with you guys first. So Ellie says, what's going on? Finally caught live field in the air. We're so close. It does feel new, doesn't it? Robert says, been looking for a new home in Phoenix, been to 25 or so open houses in 3 months, and not one house is sold. That's crazy, Robert. Thanks for the inside info. That's nuts, man. That's really nuts. Okay. All right, guys. So I think we're up to date on the market stuff. I'm going to run through some other crazy stories and interesting stories I saw today, including this on Rogan. This is nuts. So apparently, well, let's just play it. Let's just play the clip.
Harvard University said Friday that convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein donated more than $9 million to the university over the course of a decade and had an office on campus after his 2006 arrest. So that means they gave him that at Harvard after he had been arrested for fucking underage girls.
Had an office.
Yeah, up until 2018, still had an office there. That is wild. But here's the thing. He had a lot of scientists
We don't hate
that he was tight with.
we don't hate Harvard enough.
And that was one of the things that he
I just
did,
wanted to share this
bring
because
scientists to
this is
that
an
island.
old clip.
And he would have young girls on that island. But like, what's the end goal there? This is what I don't understand. And what's really crazy is Ghislaine Maxwell is in a minimum security prison. She
Teaches
is
yoga.
allowed to do yoga.
Yeah.
She's allowed to hang out and watch TV. She's watch Netflix.
But the fact that even after he trafficked the girls, he had Epstein had an office at Harvard. It just makes you want to, it just makes you really want to destroy Harvard even more. I don't know. That's how I feel about it, at least. Maybe I can hit up Aaron to donate some popcorn. Yeah, that guy. I don't ever want to see Aaron in my whole life. So anyways, I wanted to share that clip with you guys just because it's crazy and all the Harvard stuff going on. Here we go. More stuff going on with the Kilmar Obrego Garcia case. He was stopped. DHS confirms he was stopped by Tennessee. This is a guy who was deported to El Salvador, who's they're calling the Maryland man, even though he was MS-13, already had a deportation order in. The Democrats are going out there to go see him. It's the craziest thing. But he was stopped in 2022 by Highway Patrol for being involved in human trafficking. And this has been confirmed by DHS. So there you go. Such a nice guy. We should definitely have him come back, don't you think? Laura Loomer today, this horrible shooting at FSU. Just another tragedy. There's 2 school shootings this week. So we just pray for the victims and their families. It's because it's horrible. But before they get out there and try to lie about who this guy was, he was a hardcore leftist, which shouldn't surprise anybody. But this is what they already, the media is always trying to cover this stuff up. So I wanted to share it so they can't. But Phoenix Ilkner, a political science major. Oh, I was a political science major. Uh-oh. I think it's a little too late. He's already going to be inaugurated on January 20th. Not really much you can do unless you outright revolt. And I don't think anyone wants that. But that's a quote from him. But just sad stuff. Sad stuff. Okay, this is crazy. Ilhan Omar, who we know married her brother, total crook, is more loyal to Somalia than America, should not even be in our Congress. Well, Minnesota Republican State Rep Steve Drazkowski, you gotta love those Minnesota names, man, from Drazkowski, probably from Deutschland, has the receipts, affidavits, eviction notices, marriage certificate documents demanding for the arrest of Ilhan Omar for the crimes of federal tax fraud, federal immigration fraud, federal student loan fraud, and state violations of perjury, bigamy, incest, kickbacks, and acts of campaign fraud abuse from East Coast to the Mississippi River, including Boston, Washington, New York, Chicago, and Florida. Holy cow. You think this guy's got some receipts? I would love to see Ilhan Omar go bye-bye. If she goes bye-bye, I think AOC is the only one left from the squad because Cori Bush got beat. The guy got beat, whatever his name was. And then the other chick got knocked out. So I think her and AOC are the only 2 left from the left-wing squad in Congress. So sorry, Roger, I messed it up. He's a Polak, not a Kraut. My bad. I messed that one up. Anyways, but yeah, this is a crazy story. I hope she goes down. I'm so excited to see this happen. We need to see more of that. This is nuts. So last night, remember I told you guys, Tulsi had declassified Biden's domestic terrorist plans. And in that was a secret plan to eliminate the Second Amendment in the name of counterterrorism. Guys, I am telling you, if we had lost this election, if Kamala had gotten in, it would be over. We would not have a country anymore. If this kind of stuff doesn't prove it to you, then I'll never get through to you. But this is insane. They actually had the plan already ready to go. It says, Pillar 4, confront long-term contributors to domestic terrorism. Action 411, rein in the proliferation of ghost guns. Encourage state adoption of extreme risk protection orders. Drive other executive and legislative action, including banning assault weapons, high-capacity magazines. They were just going to work and work and work till we had almost nothing left of the Second Amendment. Just insane. So this was what I shared last night, and I'm sure more of it's going to come out. Meanwhile, Trump, after the shooting today, is asked about the Florida shooter and the Second Amendment, and he obviously had a much different perspective.
Right, Mr. President, we're learning that there are now 2 deceased following that shooting at Florida State University. Following and amid that, is there any changes that you want to see to gun legislation? Anything you see broken with gun laws in our
Well, I'm going to have to look. I'm a big advocate of the Second Amendment. I have been from the beginning. I protected it, and these things are terrible. But the gun doesn't do the shooting. The people do. It's a phrase that's used probably too often. I will tell you that it's a shame. I'm just hearing about it now. I just hear about it. I know the area very well. I know the school very well. Know everything about it. It's Florida. And we'll have more to say about it later.
What do you mean when you say there will be more to say about it?
Only in terms of what happened. As far as legislation is concerned, this has been going on for a long time. I have an obligation to protect the Second Amendment. I ran on the Second Amendment, among many other things, and I will always protect the Second Amendment.
Mr. President, question about the United Kingdom. Reports that you're going to go and stay with the King in September. Can you confirm?
That feels really good. I don't know about you guys, but just having a president who says that, he said it's my duty to protect the Second Amendment. I love that. I love that so much. He ran on the Second Amendment. He was asked about it. It's not the gun. It doesn't do the shooting. The people do. I mean, so based. We have no concerns with the Second Amendment with Trump. It feels amazing to say that's such a big difference. I don't know, Roger. That's a good question. I don't know. So we're going to live stream The Big Short. I'm going to announce it right now because this is clearly what people want. 87% of members voted and say, yes, live stream The Big Short. So maybe next week, maybe we'll do that for next week's member live. I'll see if I can make the time. We'll have to start a little earlier, but that would be super fun. I would love to do that. Put Ilan in Guantanamo, says Sliver. Yeah, we could do it. Takes one to know one, says Roger. Yeah, good luck taking guns away from us. It wouldn't be easy, but stranger things have happened. Thank God, though, we're good. There were so at FSU, I believe there were 2 shooters at least, and they think there might have even been more. So I don't know anything else about that. Okay, this is kind of a groundbreaking thing today because it's Texas being the second biggest state in the nation population-wise. Texas got past school choice today. So Trump writes, congratulations to my friends for finally passing school choice, which I strongly endorse. Gigantic victory for students and parents in great state of Texas. This is the biggest state yet to do it. So this just means as Texas goes, so is most of the red states going to go. So school choice is just going to become bigger and bigger in America, which is getting schools back to the place they're supposed to be. I mean, which is state run, which is very, very exciting. Just being honest. I mean, this is what we want to see. This is what we want to see. Okay. Let's see here. This came out today. So last month we had actual deflation starting to show. And as of today, our inflation rate and true inflation is down to 1.3%. Real-time inflation been crashing since tariffs were announced. Tariffs are deflationary, not inflationary. Fed should be cutting right now. And there you go. That's why Trump right now is going after Jerome Powell hard. He wants those rates down, A, to stimulate the economy, but B, to make it easier for regular people to invest in their businesses, get homes, you name it. That's how wealth is built, is by taking risks on these debts. And so you gotta stay with it. I mean, Trump is going to go after Powell. I don't believe Trump is going to get Powell fired yet or get him to step down, although he's starting to ramp it up. But the word is that he wants Powell gone, but Bessent has told him, can we wait? Because he's only got a year left. Because if he's gone, it'll crash the markets more. And can we just hold on? And so Trump is trying to hold on. But if Powell doesn't cut in May, I have a feeling that Trump is going to go hardcore after him. And that would be very interesting because a Fed chair has never been fired before. They're supposed to be independent. But here's something interesting I learned in my research the last couple of days. The Fed is not legally fully independent. It's just traditionally fully independent. So there could be a legal basis for Trump to fire him. And that is where it could get very, very interesting. Trump needs to rein in old Yellen. Oh, Yellen is terrible. No, don't get her anywhere near this stuff. Automag says he'll give up his 7-Eleven coffee for the stream. Awesome, Automags. Well, get in on the membership, bro. Get in. I know. I believe in you. It has been a big news day, Moody. It's so much news this week. It's crazy. I'm flying through these headlines because there's so many of them. There's so many. But, okay, I'm ending on a couple stories that are just interesting. This one is horrific and sad, but I feel like it's very important that we recognize it. But it's coming out that all this going on in UK right now is they estimate it's now up to 250,000 white British girls been raped in the last 25 years, over 90% by Muslims. This is what they're allowing with their immigration policies. This is just horrific. I've been listening to stories on this. It makes you so angry you don't know what to do. And I just can't imagine. But it makes you want to stay away completely from UK. So if anybody here is in the UK, God bless you guys. You got way bigger problems than we got right now. And we got a lot. But this is I just don't know how people aren't rioting in the streets right now to fight this. It's time to wake up, UK. You guys got to get some real men back in your country. It is just one of the craziest things. So I'm not going to spend much time on it, but I wanted to share it because these girls deserve justice, and it's important to know what's going on, what's really going on in other places, and also to give some perspective that as bad as things are here, we're still not them. And that's good. We averted it, but that's where we could have gone if Kamal had come in. All right, let's move to some good news. Seth Keshel put this out. Seth Keshel is like the smartest dude on elections. He's unbelievable the way he pulls data. He is one of the main reasons his data, along with a couple other people I follow, they're the main reasons I was able to communicate to you guys last year so much confidence in Trump. I took their data and added my analysis. And that's how, along with my prayers and my personal convictions, why Trump was a guaranteed win last year, even as close as it was. And part of it is because his data is so good. But he put out a crazy story today that with the numbers in Texas, without a dramatic shift, Republicans were within 8 years of needing to pull New Jersey, Minnesota, Virginia, and Delaware to replace the 40 lost electoral votes of Texas. In other words, the trend that started in 2008 with Obama through 2020 was a downward trend in Texas where it was getting more purple and close to blue. And if they flip Texas, I mean, good luck. We're done. But Trump, in the short part of his analysis, Trump won so huge this 2024 in Texas by like 15 points that the numbers now between registrations and everything say that Texas at this point there's no way it would vote Democrat anytime in the next 40, 50 years. So Trump single-handedly changed the electoral map of Texas, which means the electoral map of the U.S. So it's just an incredible story about data. And again, just how amazing this election was and how much it did. Vince asked, did you know that every Fed chair has been Jewish for the last 60 years? Powell's not Jewish. So there's that. Powell is not Jewish, but everyone before him, Yellen, Bernanke, Greenspan, Volcker, I think they were all Jewish. I don't believe Jerome Powell is, but now that I'm saying it, I'm second guessing myself. Let's double check here. Is Jerome Powell Jewish? All right, let's see what happens. I think I'm right on this though. Moody says we're on the precipice of becoming the UK. Ace, keep us in your prayers for the election. I'm praying, Moody. I'm praying. I really want, really praying for you guys for a miracle. You guys need a miracle because right now it does not look good for you. But I believe that the people can rise up and things can happen. There have been shocking elections before. Trump in 2016, Brexit also in 2016, I believe, or 2015 maybe. So there have been shocking elections and nobody saw coming. So it is possible. It is possible. So sorry. Yeah, Jerome Powell points to a Christian background, education in Jesuit school, marriage in Episcopal cathedral. No public information suggesting he's Jewish. So, yeah, yep. Sorry, I don't know where you heard that about Jerome Powell. I knew he wasn't Jewish. He is like 6th, 7th generation American. So, interesting stuff. Oh, of course, you're welcome. All right. Going into Easter, which I think is, Christmas is my favorite holiday of the year. Thanksgiving is my second. Easter is my third, but I think Easter is the weekend of the year that I feel like is the most spiritual for me, spiritual connection. And this is what's going on in the Trump White House heading into Easter. And this warms my heart so much. We haven't seen this in the White House ever. I mean, this is just amazing. And it shows you what, I'm just going to say it. Christians saved this nation. And it doesn't mean only Christians voted for Trump. It doesn't mean that at all. But what it means is that it's mostly Christians who voted for Trump, and through their prayer and organization. And Trump came out yesterday, say he's a Christian. Christians save this nation. It's just the way it is. And this is the most outwardly pro Christian administration I've seen in a long time. And it's funny because Trump is very brash, but if you read your Bible, there's a lot of people in the Bible who were not outstanding citizens, but did amazing things. So anyways, this is a video the White House released today, and it's very touching.
It is our honor to serve you all. And we've actually had over 1,000 faith leaders in through the White House.
And thank you, Mr. President, for inviting us here.
As the
Franklin Graham,
very great Reverend Billy Graham once said, God proved his love on the cross when Christ hung and bled and died. It was God saying to the world, I love you.
He bled and he died and he rose from the dead to give us all that blessed hope. God is moving in this nation mightily.
It is our honor to...
Last year, we got the Trans Day of Remembrance. This year, we're getting faith leaders in the White House for Easter. That's a major blessing. And at the White House, also, there was a breakout in just worship, which is just incredible to watch. Everybody's standing. So, I mean, this is going on at our White House, folks. This is very encouraging. just shows you this is a president and an administration that is praying, that's receiving wisdom from faith leaders, people who really care about the moral fabric of this nation and the Constitution. And it just gives me such hope that God saved us. He gave us a miracle in getting Trump elected, and we're not turning on him. We're not turning on him. Trump is using that and making it a part of his term, and I'm fully embracing it, which makes me very happy to see. There is so much word out there that when he got shot and was saved, he was a believer before that. He believed in God, but when that happened, that assassination attempt, it made him face his faith and go deep in his soul and think, man, how much do I believe this? Why would I have survived that? And it made him really face all that, and it changed him completely to be more resolute, but also softer to the people around him. So it's incredible. And heading into Easter weekend, it just makes me so happy to see this. It gives me so much hope and excitedness for our country. The golden age is truly coming, guys. And it's coming because of this. It's coming because of faith, boldness, wisdom, and the people in place to get it done. So amazing stuff coming. Uncle Andy says, was a meal served from Jim Baker's survival buckets? Yeah. Not all faith people are good. When people come out in the back, listen, Christians are people too. They make mistakes, and some are grifters. Don't get me wrong. I'm never going to be the person who excuses people just because they're Christian. You gotta live it. But yeah, Jim Baker. Are you last end times Jim Baker? Yep, I remember that. So it's good stuff. Jerome Greenberg says, I'm not Jewish. Just use a Jewish name because I don't believe my best mate says he gets abuse online for having a Jewish name. Fortunately, he was right. You get crap for having a Jewish name? That's crazy, man. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's terrible, man. Yeah, there's a lot of anti-Semitism going on right now. And Israel, by just piling on Gaza, is not helping themselves. So that sucks. It's an interesting experiment, though, Jerome. Interesting experiment you're playing. All right, guys. Well, listen. Love you guys. I'm out of town the next 2 days, so there'll be no lives. And then it's Easter. So I'm going to be hanging out with my family. But I'll tell you, if there's a lot of news, I will probably come on Sunday night, even though it's Easter. But we'll see. We'll see. If it's chill, if it's a laid back weekend, then you won't see me till Monday. But next week, we got BAM on Tuesday. It's going to be a great show. And then I'm going to try to make it work to do a live stream for the members of Big Short next week, because you guys voted for it. And I think that'd be super fun to do. So, yeah, it's going to be a good week next week. But I hope you guys have an incredible Easter. Love you guys so much. I'm so appreciative of this channel, the members for your support. You guys are the absolute best. And it's an honor to do this. It's an honor to do this show. I have so much hope for the future. I am so excited for what's coming. So much was going well in our country since Trump got in. And now we're beginning to see the other thing that we really wanted, which was the reform in the markets. So I am so excited about that. Things are going really well. And it's only going to get better. We're going to go through some craziness the next few months. I have no doubt about it. I think the rest of this year is going to be just wild. But coming out of it, I truly believe we're going to start entering into what Trump calls the golden age. I think we're going to have a more prosperous future than we've ever dared believing in before. I think America's best days are ahead by far. And I don't think it's short-lived either. I think we're going to see decades of prosperity after what happens here. But we just got to get through the hard stuff first. But Trump is willing to do it. Mama Brooks says Texas is unhappy with Trump because Texas exports the most to China. I mean, come on. Texas is unhappy with Trump. I would say I lived in Texas for 9 years, Mama Brooke. I just moved here 2 years ago. But there's no way Texas is mad with Trump. None of my friends are mad with Trump. Texas loves Trump. But there's probably a few people mad at Trump. Don't get me wrong. But that's anywhere. But that's not going to last forever. There's no way he would be even 10 points not favorable in Texas right now. So anyways, love you guys. Members only, Bam and Ace shirtless. Yeah, that's not happening, Jordan. This ain't that kind of channel, my friend. But you guys have a great night, and let's pray on our way out and just be grateful, because Easter is all about hope, new beginnings, and yeah, I already said it. New beginnings, fresh starts. He is risen, folks. He's risen. So, Heavenly Father, thank you so much for all you're doing. Thank you, God, for the hope that this whole DJT thing has given to so many investors. And God, we just got to believe that our time and money and energy has been spent well, not just for us, but for our families. That hard-earned money, so many have put in and lost and had stolen from them. God, it's time for it to come back. And I know you are the God who brings things back, just like in Joel, where you promised that you would bring back all that the locusts have eaten. And I know that's or Job, who lost so much. And then when he got through his trial, you blessed him doubly the rest of his life. 3 months of pain for Job, for a double blessed life the rest of his life. That's who you are. And just like in America, we went through a really tough few years, but I believe coming out of it, the blessing is going to be much bigger. And because that's who you are. That's what the Bible says you are. That's who I know you to be in my life with you. And so, God, we thank you for everything. We thank you for sending Jesus to give us salvation and to give us new life, because Jesus didn't just come to save us. He came to give us new life here. And that's why he prayed, on earth as in heaven. The earth is meant to get better as long as we're here and as long as he's working through us. And in Isaiah, it says the increase of his government shall have no end. There's no going backwards. There's only going forwards in him. And we thank you for that, the greatest miracle and greatest day of all time, when Jesus came back to life. And so, God, we celebrate that this weekend. We thank you for the rebirth you're giving our nation, the mercy you had on us and the miracles you've given us. And we pray for the protection of Trump and his team, and the wisdom for them, Lord. And also, God, just for us in this community, that you'd bless us. Pray for Thomas, God, that you'd heal his body, and anybody else who needs healing. Pray for healing in bodies, in families, in relationships, and in finances. And God, we pray for Canada, that, Lord, a miracle could happen for our neighbors up north, for Moody and Chris and all the others, fans who come and watch this show, Lord, that are in Canada. We pray for them, that they could have hope as well. And Lord, I just thank you for all that's happening. And God, just give me grace to continue to communicate it as it goes. Again, thank you for this community. Bless us all in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. Love you guys so much. You're the best. And yeah, just absolutely. Texas Lone Star says Texas loves Trump. Good majority. That's right. Happy Easter, Big B. Happy Easter, Charlie. You're gonna have to start over yourself there, Ryan. But it's good to see you, bro. Good to see you. Brett, happy Easter. Frogo, happy Easter. Please like and subscribe on your way out. And yeah, love you guys. Have a great weekend. I'm going up to the mountains. I'm so excited to be up there with my family. So gonna eat some good food, drink some good beer, and go see some waterfalls. That's what I'm gonna do before church on Sunday. So you guys have Easter box on for Kamala. Brett, you kill me, man. All right. I'll see you guys either Sunday night or Monday. We'll see how it goes, but have a blessed weekend. I hope you guys all have a great time with friends and family this weekend, and go to church. Love you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.